Hey there, I'm Kay, and I wanted to thank you for joining me for today's budget video. Today I'm going to be going over my real number paycheck budgets for December, so it's actually going to be 2 paychecks where I'll be sharing my real income and real expenses with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started because I don't really want this video to take too long. I want to make sure I get it up right before the holiday for you guys. So I've already done my estimated numbers for both paychecks in my monthly anti-budget video. So if you want to know where I get these numbers from, go ahead and watch this first on my channel and then hop back. But I'm going to get going on these real numbers. So with December, I was anticipating a little bit higher income than my last previous months, but still within a low income range for me. And it ended up getting kind of weird. So this first paycheck ended up being short for me. Not like devastatingly short. And I was able to make it back on the second paycheck. So let's get going on the first one. My actual income from my work came out to be $836, and that was still my only source of income. I didn't have anything additional come in. Luckily for me, all these bills are on auto pay, so all these estimated amounts are pretty much the amounts that get withdrawn. I don't put the cents here, I actually do round up on these, but these are as close to the payments as they normally are. So all of this is accurate and correct, so this makes it easy here. Bill total $272. I do need my calculator. So I have 836 subtract 272 leaves 564, which is where we did run into a little bit of a problem on this paycheck to where I'm short for what I wanted to do. I wanted to have all my money for my variable spending up front for the month and then use the second paycheck to go in and do my sinking fund savings. But because of being short, I'm actually gonna have to split it between the paychecks, which isn't a big deal for me. So this 564 is gonna go into my variable expenses. And if you haven't seen the anti-monthly budget that I did, basically I'm not categorizing my variable spending. I'm just doing everything in a lump sum just to make sure that I'm budgeting a reasonable amount for my variable spending. So 564 is all I can do off this first paycheck, which means that I did run short here. Let's do the variance and find out how short I was. So $1,000 is what I estimated my income. 836 is my actual, so short by 164. And so with all of these not having a variance, I'm short by 164. But then if I take 728 subtract 564, it leaves 164. So I came in 164. Technically, I net positive because I'm using less than what I budgeted for, which lends me to positive, which is how this budget zeroes out. But I am going to have to allot the 164 on the second paycheck, which I am able to do because this calculator never turns off for me. I don't know why. It's so hard to get it to turn off. I'm hitting the second off, I swear. So I'm just gonna leave that. The second paycheck, I actually got paid way more than I was expecting. So let's move on. So the second paycheck came in and I was shocked, but it's all not variable expenses. it was all expense reports that I have been waiting to come in. Some of these for like 2 months now just got approved. So I ended up with $16.31. So while I was slightly short on the first one, I'm like super surplus on this one. So it did really work out well for me. I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing with the surplus. So my rent came out to $878. So that also helps me have a little bit more money here. So 1631 subtract 878 leaves 753. So we had 878. And remember, because we were short the first one, I do have to allot that money back. So I need 164 to put into my variable expenses. So let's see, now we have 753 minus 164, 589. Sorry, I'm like doing this off camera. I'm just trying to get this done really quick because it's like 6:30 in the morning and I gotta get ready for work. We had 164 as category total. So I have $589 left over in a month where I was genuinely dedicated to not making an extra debt payment because I just wanted to have like a completely fresh start going into 2020 and start attacking more aggressively. So I did, in my monthly budget, estimate that I could put $20 in each of my regular sinking funds, which I still want to do. So that's $100 out. The other sinking fund that I knew that I wanted to set money aside for is my car registration. That I normally have to do in April every year, and it varies because it's dependent on like what the city is charging. That's how cities and towns make some tax money in New Hampshire. So it's going to vary. Last year it was around $150. I'm still going to set aside $200 just in case. So I'll have that taken care of. I did also want to start a new sinking fund going into the new year. I want to get a new camera for filming and taking photos for Instagram. So these are things I didn't budget for here. So if I have 100 for my regular funds plus 200, so I'm at 300. So I have 289 left. I could take it all out as cash, but like I'm probably just gonna want to go drive by an ATM, which the 89 is not really gonna work out for me. So I can do the 280 to the camera, right? Because that puts me at 580 with $9 left over. And then those $9 I can just put into like my emergency fund. Because my emergency fund is a savings account in my bank. I don't have a like physical cash sinking fund for that. But that's how I'm gonna zero out the budget there. So I'm gonna go through and check the variance on everything, make sure we are correctly zeroed out. So I'm surplus 631 starting out. And then I get a little more surplus here for being over by 22. So that does put me at 653. But I also wasn't budgeting for this, so technically this runs as a deficit of 164 for this paycheck period. So I need to do 653 minus 164. So I'm surplus 489. which going over here looks good because I had budgeted 100. I'm at 589. 100 plus 49 is 589. So this is looking good because there's no variance on these. These stayed the same. This puts me at a deficit because I didn't budget for it. Same thing with this. So for the category, I was deficit 480. So 489 minus 480 is positive 9. And then again, I didn't budget for the emergency fund savings either. So that is a deficit 9. So positive 9 minus 9 zeros out the budget. So we are looking good for December. I'm gonna have to go to the bank and pull this money out and get myself an envelope situated for my new camera savings. And otherwise, I am looking pretty good for this end of December. I just can't wait for this year to be over, and I can't wait to move on to 2022 and share that budget and everything with you guys. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You're the best. If you like my content and you want to support me, make sure you're subscribed to my channel because it's free and it really does help me out. And you can turn the notifications on so that you do know when I upload. And also keep an eye out on my community tab where I do tend to interact and post updates with you guys, as well as on Instagram at KBudgetPlans. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you down in the comments and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.